Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. In today's reading, I'm going to be keeping it open, receiving messages from the divine. And if you came across this reading, this channel, this video, then chances are these messages are for you. Take them only if they resonate, as this is a general reading and it's also timeless. And remember to check other videos out on this channel if this doesn't resonate with you today. And I'm going to be tapping into the energy of this collective right away. I feel like there's some urgency coming up within you right now. There's this need to push forward and find the truth. This feels like where you're coming from right now. There's something that is coming into balance in your life, but it takes a moment for it to reform in. You're looking for truth, authenticity, and not just from yourself, but from others. There's a lot going on in your headspace, it feels like, if this is your energy and you resonate with this, because I'm seeing the color blue. Before I started this reading, I was feeling very peaceful, and I still feel that now. If this resonates with you, it feels like you're coming into a place of truth and a peace of mind, because I'm also seeing the color peach. So there's a lot of high vibrational energy around you at this point in time, at least stemming from within yourself. But moving forward in your authenticity, it feels like within you it might not be enough at this point. You're looking for others to come forward with their true authentic selves. You're being asked to just keep moving forward. This is coming through very clearly. Standing in your truth, making sure you do everything in your power to help yourself and those around you, but also to balance that out with being true to who you are as a person and in your life's mission. So there's a call from spirit, a call to action almost, to stay true to you and the people around you as well. And a lot of times we see people wearing masks around us, and that's just, it's a defense mechanism. You might even know what it's like to wear a mask. I'm being told. I'm hearing you know what it's like to have to chameleon yourself to a world that is kind of slowly destroying itself. Because I'm seeing a lot of different colors in my mind's eye, but they're all very bright. And usually when I see brighter colors, when I'm tapping in or channeling energy, it means you have a very pure essence or soul deep down inside, or your baseline or your new baseline of vibration is a little bit more highly aligned, because I can pick up on aura and colors in people. And when I tap into energy, sometimes that appears to me as colors in my mind's eye. And pastel colors are definitely a sign of a very highly evolved vibrational being, or at least someone who's ascended to a certain level of consciousness. I'm hearing above the 3D, between the 4 and 5D realms, we have a lot of pastel colors. I'm hearing some of you might even identify as starseeds, or have ties to Lemuria, Atlantis, origins, and like almost crystalline type of environments. And I'm feeling like this very relaxed, languid energy. There's a lot of transmutation happening within you right now. The seeds are planted and being sown and ready to blossom and bloom. You're entering into a summer of your life after being in winter and spring for so long. It feels like you might just jump from one phase to the next, and you almost feel that deep down inside. And this is you. This is your sign that it's really ready to clear out any clutter in your life, I'm hearing toxic exes or people who might no longer align with you, but also clear your living space, make room in your life in general, because the act of clearing out and cleaning your home is also very special. It's like it's almost like a ritual. And if you identify as like being a practitioner of magic, or just doing any sort of religious rituals, or even spell work, I'm hearing cleaning out your house is almost like actively welcoming into your life the energy of new freshness and an attitude of this almost like weird. I'm hearing temporal replacement. I'm also hearing the phrase temporal replacement theory. I'm not sure what that means. You might have to let me know what that means, because I'm not sure. But it feels more like a principle of alchemy and energy movement and transmutation, of what you do in the physical world is going to just elevate you if it's on a certain type of wavelength. So, for example, if you're cleaning your house and opening the windows, you're letting in fresh new energy, and that almost translates into other areas of your life. You are setting the intention of, I want the space to be brand new, therefore your life is being made new. And a lot of you here, if I'm saying this and speaking this very if I am articulating this very clearly to you and you get this, then you have this sort of vibration. You understand principles of alchemy, transmutation, and almost like quantum level mechanics. I'm hearing, because it really is just our world manifests from within ourselves, and the energy that comes towards us or along our path, whether that be people, events, situations, or even the experiences we have, all stem from our intentions and our attitude and our momentum, how we move through our lives. It feels like you are very much here. And I'm going to be asking Spirit further guidance or clarification about what you need to know in this reading. The seeds you planted are taking form. They're they're going to take a while to form in, but you have already planted the seeds. Now, all you need to do is water it, let it process, let it heal, learn to nurture those seeds. Because if you plant a seed, not all plants are created equal. Like the same type of nourishment, let's say a sunflower needs, it's not the same type of nourishment a tree needs, and they don't grow in the same seasons. But you have plants and flowers that grow in all sort of seasons, and then you have flowers that come back each year, and then you have flowers that you propagate, you split, you divide, because you can't have just one plant have all these different flowers come out. You need to kind of separate them from the root and replant them. And it feels like you've done a lot of that spiritual inner work, because I still feel that calm, like peachy energy. uh, it's literally the color peach is your aura right now. It feels new, vibrant. I'm even tasting peach sherbet, or sorbet. You have a very, very clear energy coming through of just peace, and you have a lot of wealth and knowledge. So whatever you are working towards, whatever you're transmuting, give it that time, give it that nourishment steadily every day. But remember, each seed you plant needs a different amount of nourishment, a different kind of nourishment. Like you're not going to place sunflowers in the shade, but I'm hearing you're going to place hollyhock in the shade. Some of you might be herbologists, botanists. You might know how gardens work and grow, and the seeds you planted are growing. It's just keeping that frame of mind that each seed needs a different level of nourishment. Each phase of your life, each season needs a different type of nourishment style. So whatever you're working for, or whatever you're working towards, or whatever project you're doing, you owe it to yourself, I'm hearing, to nurture it in the way depending on the seed you have planted. Because there are different types of avenues you can take, and you know that, and you know yourself better than anyone else. So there's a lot of good news coming in. I'm even hearing into next year, depending on when you're receiving this. It's from this point into next year. There's a lot of growth happening. This is a very long growing season, and whatever you have established or planted, it's coming back. And each year, this is very beautiful energy, by the way. Each year, seeds grow. They pollinate. You're going to start out as this little seedling, but it's going to blossom and bloom. And each year, you go through another growing cycle. You come back. So this definitely feels like this is some guidance as to an inner truth that but a device moving forward. So let's see what else Spirit has to offer you. So it feels like there's a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you are either looking for in others as well as yourself that you might not be finding, or shifting gears in some area of your life. So let's see if we can get some guidance to you, because it feels like you are seeking it. So let me see what kind of energy you might need in your life to bring that nourishment and fulfillment, and taking your time, sparing your time and energy, letting go of the need to control how these things happen, allowing these plants to grow. Yeah, releasing control. These things won't happen overnight. It takes a lot of steadiness, a lot of, your prosperity you hold in your hands. But you have to keep in mind, don't overwater it, don't undernourish it, don't force it to grow. Let it happen in its time. Let this energy, this force of nature, take its shape, progress naturally. Don't cling so tight to an outcome, because you're setting yourself up for failure. I'm hearing, if you cling too tight to a specific outcome or a specific type of method of obtaining this prosperity or attaining your goal, because anything can happen along the way. And if you cling too tightly to one outcome, you're going to miss out on an opportunity for something even better, because you are limited by your own knowledge in a lot of ways. And you definitely know what's best for you, but there's something better that can happen if you release control. And I think that's where you're at right now, is learning how to release control and let things happen gradually over time, patiently, and understanding that these things do take time. These can take, some plants can take a year to fully be able to grow and produce seeds and fruits. But give yourself that time, because once these seeds are planted, you have a mighty oak tree. It's just going to take time. Well, yeah, I'm seeing the rings of a tree. Like each year, you can tell like what that tree has been through. If you've ever seen a cross section of a tree, each of those rings in a tree represents each year that it's grown. And it also can tell you a lot about the weather conditions of that year. So if you see a tree and you see that there's not a lot of growth in one year, well, that means there was probably not a lot of rain. Or if you look at a section of tree and it's either lighter or darker, that might have been like, air quality or something. There's a lot you can learn from growth, but you can't really see it like when you're there in the middle of it. You go from this little tiny seedling to a giant oak tree. You lived hundreds of years, but that tree took hundreds of years to form. And even in drought, it still grew. And even when it was over raining, it still stood strong. And you got to give yourself that time. You owe it to yourself for your dream. Whatever seed you planted is beautiful, but let the weather change you and shape you, but not hinder your growth. Yeah, your need to change. I'm also hearing, let your need to change fuel you in your growth, because we also have the King of Cups, which is interesting. It's almost like you're watering yourself. You know how to nurture yourself and water yourself. But there is also a need to let go and let your emotions and your passion fuel you without holding too tightly to like blocking your intuition or emotions. And especially if you're nurturing an idea or a project or your own inner sense of worth and well-being, nurturing an idea takes time, and you water yourself, you fill that cup up. You let your project or your dreams reproduce itself. You let it grow and you continue to work on it and believe in it. However, holding on too tightly to an outcome and to even restricting yourself from a full range of emotions, I'm hearing, is not going to allow it to form in its right degree, or how it is an alignment with your soul. Holding too tightly to emotions might actually not be good for you. I'm hearing. I'm going to get a clarifier on that. There might be a need to release emotions, or not be so rigid with your control in that. Let me get a clarifier. Okay. Well, slow and steady. If this has to do with emotional healing or emotional regulation or any work you've been doing innerly, because it feels like this is a combination of your inner world is manifesting in your outer world, and you're on a steady path and you're aligned, and you just need a little bit of a path forward or a boost or direction. And right now, I'm going to say Spirit's saying it's coming from me. If you're seeking this, or you've been looking for something like this, emotional regulation is key. However, emotional regulation doesn't mean emotional suppression. Emotional regulation means feeling your emotions in a way that is mindful, healthy, and balanced. So if you need to cry, you cry. If you need to release anger, you do it in a very healthy and constructive way, which could be, I'm also hearing cathartic way, which could be playing video games, playing a board game, getting your anger out by going for a run. It's those. I'm also hearing mindful meditation. It's a healthy way of releasing the same endorphins you would if you were to do an unhealthy way. But basically, emotional regulation doesn't mean suppressing them. It doesn't mean not feeling them. It doesn't mean saying I shouldn't feel this way. It means you let those emotions run through you, and you process them in a healthy way. So if you're angry, you go to the gym and you get some boxing gloves and you punch a punching bag, or you go for a run, or you write down like a whole bunch of things on a piece of paper and you rip it up. You do these things that are like catharsis, that release it from within you, because you have to also clean your inner world. And emotions can sit in your inner world as this toxic, like stagnant water. So you need to be able to not only clean your outer world, but clean your emotions and inner world by releasing it. Let it flow through you, but do it in a mindful and healthy way. And meditation can help sometimes, but oftentimes we feel these things regardless. That's the thing. When emotions come through, they need to come through. And if you understand a healthy way of releasing emotions and transmuting energies, you know that it's okay to feel this way. There's nothing wrong with you doing it. It means you're making room for this to grow. Because if you're watering your plants with basically stagnant water, that's toxic. You need to water your plants with clear flowing water, which comes from your own emotional well-being. If you release those old paradigms and those old ways of interacting with your emotions, these plants are going to like bloom not only quicker but healthier. This manifestation, the health of this manifestation, or whatever you're bringing into your life, is dependent on how healthy your inner world is. And your inner world starts with you transmuting your relationship with your emotions, I'm hearing. So releasing the need to control your emotions through feeling them in a way that is healthy, and looking up different types of healthy emotional regulation tactics, or whatever you know in the past that works for you. Journaling, talking to a friend, going for a walk, but you let yourself feel it. And it's just about releasing that need to control, and your environment as well. So that is going to definitely help this grow. If you've been needing this guidance, this is what's going to help you clear out all that stagnant toxic energy you might be holding on to, that I feel like you need to release. Um, but I'm just going to tell you, give yourself permission to feel. Give yourself permission to release those emotions. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing shameful about it. They don't belong inside of you anymore. You know, especially if they've been trapped for so long. That's one of the things I'm hearing. And healing is a kind of a weird process, but it feels like you've done most of the work. It's just a a friendly reminder. Feel your feelings, feel your emotions, tap into them, talk to your higher self, talk to your soul, ask them what you need to do to release whatever stagnant toxic energy there is in you. And also ask your body, ask your inner child, ask the wounded you, how do I heal you? How do I clean you? Because you can't just go around to every area in your life cleaning it up and saying, I'm ready, when you yourself have not created that space within you. Because that's where all life stems from, within ourselves, our mind, our heart, our soul. That's where your new creation comes from. So definitely you do you, and love yourself and nurture yourself and feel your emotions, because this is what I'm seeing coming for you. You have, the world is okay. So I got the first channeled song of the reading. I'm gonna put it down in the description if you like to check it out. I have to look it up, but I heard the phrase, I feel the earth move under my feet. Um, so I'll look that up and link that in the description. Um, yeah, you have a lot of positive energy in you already. It's just taming that lion, tame the lion by nurturing it and giving it love, because it deserves it. You know, your inner strength. And again, I'm being told, fill your cup up, and you'll get the riches of the world at your fingertips. And it's just that one, I think your ability to just feel your emotions is the only thing that seems to be blocking you from moving forward. That seems to be very much clear right now, is your ability to give yourself permission to feel, to give yourself permission to love your life and shine, to give yourself permission to move forward with kindness and love and empathy for yourself and for others on your path, or those who have, fallen away from you, because you have this beautiful pentacle coming into your life. You have this beautiful cup that is overflowing. And the more you give it to yourself, and the more you allow yourself those old emotions to pass through you, and give yourself a safe place for it to pass through you, you're going to feel so much better. You're going to feel like, I can do everything. And you go from feeling like the whole world is on your shoulders to the world is at your fingertips. It's an open door. Life is there, just here with you and waiting for you. So allow yourself to move on from whatever's going on inside of you, and seek out help if you absolutely need it. But I feel like most of you have got this down path, and this is just your soul wanting you to recognize and remind itself that it's okay to feel. That's how we process things. That's how we let it go. And so let this be a reminder to let your passion fuel you, and allow yourself, give yourself permission to pour into yourself and nurture yourself and love yourself. And that is the one thing that will guarantee that whatever's coming in your life, or whatever you are building or producing or seeding into this world, is going to blossom and bloom in its season, and you nurture it and you thrive. So this is all I have for you today. Thank you so much once again for watching. I appreciate you being here. Ooh, all tongue-tied and stuff. Okay, appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you again in another reading. Thank you so much.